the soup all over it, and now decorate it with dots of meat.
Is fufu a popular dish in Ullo? Do the people of Ullo enjoy?
I told you guys the other day that we do yam fufu.
Okay. That's right, actually. And you don't mix it. Pure yam. You won't do yam.
Oh, no. Well, now it's due to should I say easy communication and transportation. You can now have cassava anywhere, anytime you like.
Right.
But back then, when it was difficult because you had to transport it from the farming areas, and it probably would take a week or two, and all of that. We have yam in abundance.
That's
we farm yam, so we just rely on our yam and make ourselves happy.
I'll pause you very quickly, Sixtus, as you're whetting our appetite, and get a weather update from Felicity Appiah-Ampofo. Hello, Felicity. Good morning.
Good morning, Helen. How are you?
I am doing better today than yesterday. What about you?
I'm doing better today than yesterday.
Then we're twins. Felicity, let's find out what the weather will be looking like. I woke up this morning shivering. We are well and truly in Ghana winter. You say these cold conditions will persist?
Yes, good morning to our dear viewers and listeners. Yes, we are in the cold season for Ghana. Mostly it starts in July and ends in somewhere September. So 2025, we are in it. So far, as we are checking and comparing data, we've not seen any abnormalities. The figures are almost the same. For the long term, we had it between 19 and 25. And so far, the lowest that a station has reported is 20 degrees Celsius. So we are still within the normal threshold. But then the wetness is what there is a little bit twist of it. July, mostly we have it cloudy door, slightly windy, with slight rain, intermittent rains here and there, but then it has been more continuous, and some areas too has been a bit moderate, but we are still comparing data. So in terms of precipitation, we'll also know whether it is just normal or slightly above the normal threshold. So for today, Thursday, we are still expected to be cloudy, dull, relatively cold over the southern sector for this morning, and then in the evening till tomorrow morning. The afternoon to temperatures will be a bit mild. We expect it to be a bit drier today than yesterday. And then we still expecting some late hours of sunshine, but then just briefly to not even be up to an hour or a bit less than an hour period, but going to be a bit late. And then for the middle and the transition into the north, they will have mostly cloudy weather today with a lot of sunshine, especially for those over the upper east and then the upper west. By late afternoon into evening, we expect them to experience thunderstorms with rain. Temperatures will range between 25 and 31 degrees Celsius across the country. So for Greater Accra Central Western, if we are going out, let's go out with our umbrellas and raincoats, and then also warm clothing for the children and those of us that cannot withstand the cold.
Felicity, thank you so much for such a comprehensive update. Do have a wonderful Thursday.
Thank you.
And that was Felicity Appiah-Ampofo, chief forecaster with the Ghana Mets, giving us that daily weather update.
3FM 92.7 Urban Life.
7 a.m. You're tuned into the best breakfast show in all of the land. This is 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. We're getting into the news review, and we have some 4 members of parliament appointed by the president, John Dramani Mahama, as deputy minister. What is it? Is it designate, elect? Was appropriate? Nominees. That's the word.
Nominees.
These are nominees.
Yes.
So we have in Ministry of Foreign Affairs, James Jachi Kwesin, and that's a name that I know many of you are very familiar with, given the legal battles that he himself has had to go through.
Suffered so much
for his constituency
to maintain his seat in Parliament.
Well, that's the new status of James Jachi Kwesin. And then you also have for the Ministry of Transport, I believe her constituency is Jomoro.
Jomoro.
Toffee.
Jomoro. The honorable member with so many fans.
She is a fan favorite, especially if you go on social media.
Yes.
Just go on X and just type her name in the search bar. They really love her constituents and those who even want to transfer to her constituency. Every time the elections roll around, we get that kind of banter. And this year, a lot of people, I won't say which gender, they wanted to know what how do I do my people? Is it too late for me?
The honorable Dorcas, what's the other name? Is it Toffee? Toffee. And the honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, who is more popular on social media?
Oh, it's definitely Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa. Because he has found also a way, and he's young, you know. I think sometimes we forget that some of our key players in governance are quite young. So he's a youngish or in the middle millennial. Millennials are very cool. We are very much part of that technological era.
You know.
So he's found that way to bridge that gap between Gen Zism, millennial, the way he tweets, the way he, as they say, claps back. So he's still more popular, probably one of the more popular MPs and politicians on social media. He's got one of the bigger followings as well, especially on X. Well, okay, then you've got Mohammed Adam Sukbaru. Sukbaru.
You don't know him?
Oh, I know him. I know Honorable. Good morning to you, Honorable.
Yes.
He's going into the ministry.
Sala West's member.
In fact, he taught me how to say good morning, and I've completely forgotten.
In Sisale.
Yes.
And you have forgot.
Nangwede.
Huh?
Yeah, forgive me. Forgive me.
Father said to me, son, you're a child of this tradition. No different.
Don't worry, it'll come back to me, but that's there for the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. Again, these are Deputy Minister's nominee. Then you've got Grace Ayensu Dankwa. I believe she's a doctor, actually.
She's
Dr.
a doctor.
Grace,
she's a doctor.
Ministry of Health. Ministry
she has
of
also
Health.
suffered. She struggled to get into Parliament.
I see.
Yeah. So it would appear all the people in this large badge of nomination, they each have a story to tell.
That's right. Which is very interesting. I know I hope I'm not veering into dangerous territory. I know I'm not. But we have every now and again opinions coming from members, especially of the NDC. They're members, and these are foot soldiers and those that have been supporting the party for a very long time. Recently taking exception to what they claim was said by the NDC chairman, that it's about competency over loyalty. And a lot of people don't agree with that sentiment at all. And sometimes I try and unpack it in my mind, and I think, some of these people will recount to you maybe in their constituency or in their area, they are the only supporter there. They are using their own monies to advocate, to spread the word, or shall I say, spread the gospel of their party. Sometimes, to the detriment of friendships, relationships, what have you. And they think that should take precedence over what is actually required for that specific role.
But that's a sad turn of our politics. It's become more of an investment.
That's right.
But then again, you ask, who should do the dirty work for you to come and chop? You see, in the campaign machinery of every political party, you would have those who do the legwork, you have those who sit behind the scenes and pump the monies into it, you have those who are the brainy ones who are, drawing up the strategy, putting the manifesto together, so there are different category of people within a campaign machinery. And the moment power is won, you have no choice, my sister. You have to satisfy each of the layers, because there was somebody in the constituency, and mind you, the election is not won at the national level. The election is won at the unit level, from the constituency going straight down what the NDC would call the ward level, zonal level, constituency level, then graduates into all of that.
Even community level.
So at each of those levels, you have people who are dedicated or should be dedicated. You have people who are analyzing the local interests and asking what the party can promise these people at the very grassroots,
so that it's a tailored approach. If one area doesn't require a dam, you don't go and put a dam there, because you've done your, shall we say, Google's research. You know exactly what they need there, and that is work.
So you go and put a cassava factory in Ullo.
There's no cassava there. Have you really done? In fact, you might even anger the people there.
In fact, you are annoying them.
Right.
So it is that kind of work that goes into the campaign. So the moment the party wins the election, it is no longer about the national chairman. It is no longer about the national organizer or youth organizer. Yes, these are the key figures.
Right.
These are the people who run the machinery. But at the grassroots level, there are people you can never ever forget.
You don't want to annoy those personalities.
You don't want to.
But then, as a government that has come in looking to reset, looking to do, wonderful things, and in fact, let me put all governments together, past and present, that we've seen in our Fourth Republic. How do you then marry the two? You want to ensure that you are, shall I say, rewarding loyalty because you know that it gets results, but you're also looking to advance your cause. You're looking for competent players.
When you were in opposition, those loyal people were the ones who kept you going. The cycle is such that after the major election, you transition. In fact, this time we started too early, talking about 2028 election. Previously, it would take at least 2 years before you hear the parties begin to then talk about the next election. But now, right after this one, we've started talking about... I think that has
been propelled by the NPP's, desire to put forward their own flag bearership elections.
Exactly, and that is also propelled by their internal issues. I said, when you were having those discussions, I was on leave.
Right.
But I made a comment on one of my handles that, look, I cannot blame the NPP for deciding to do an early flag bearership election.
Do you agree with that position?
Yes, because they need leadership.
So
they need leadership.
So that and I had that school of thought, and so that the idea is that the party is so disjointed. If there is a figurehead for which everybody can amass around to propel, it will bring some sanity into the space.
And then the earlier that is done, or the sooner, the better for the party.
But what about the argument, Sixtus, of those who say that they're going about it in a topsy-turvy manner, upside down? You should elect the foundation, because the reasons for which a lot of your base and supporters are unhappy, these are the murmurings going around that they're unhappy with the executives, and that if you organize that foundational elections and there's a fresh crop, if there is going to be a fresh crop, that will reinvigorate the party, and then that problem that they have with the executives will also be removed if these murmurings are true. Because then the optics also now look like, is it because these current or existing executives, these are also just murmurings, about the town? I have my ears about the town.
I agree with that.
And they say if we keep these personalities there and then go for the flag bearership race, there will be some influence there, and once that flag bearership race is secured, then whoever has been propelled forward will be indebted to these executives, and they'll also use everything within their machinations to secure their spots. This is political chess. Follow me. I
agree with that argument.
Right.
Because look, the people who elected Alaji in the last flag bearership race are the same people who are going to vote again.
Aha.
They are the same people who are already loyal to Alaji.
Exactly.
Because, mind you, the election is influenced right from the unit level.
Indeed.
So you have a unit committee, let me use that, because the two parties have different names they give to.
Indeed.
So you have the unit, at the unit level, you have executives who are running the process for you. Who becomes leader of that ward has an influence at the national level.
Right.
So if I want to become national chairman of the party, I have to ensure that the man at the ward level is my man. So I have to ensure that he wins his election at that ward level. So really, there will be nothing new. There will be nothing different with if this arrangement is followed through with.
Right.
So the same people who voted are the same people who are coming to vote again. Have their minds changed? Have they done any reassessments, dispassionate of their affiliations or interests or sympathies?
Exactly, because we also have new players in the ring. Have you assessed them?
Have you assessed them independently and dispassionately? Do you think that Brian Champong, for instance, could do better than Alaji if he's given the chance? And would you, who voted for Alaji in the last flag bearership race, vote for Brian Champong? So all those are assessments that can simply not be done if you run this from the top to the bottom. And it has to be from the bottom to the top.
Exactly. So then there's also a third angle to all of this. You know that as per the NPP's constitution, really, the leader of the party is their national chairman. So if there is this idea also floating about that, well, we need a leader, you know, a figurehead to rally around, which I also think has some merit to it. If you look at it objectively, it's not that unreasonable of an argument to advance, right? But if the party, by the party's own constitution, their leader is the national chairman, which is, by the way, different to how the NDC also classifies their leadership. Is it not then prudent for them to again think about that foundational flag bearership so that you have a national chairman, and that's, as per your constitution, really the leader who should be holding the fort whilst you go about your normal processes, even if, you know, you are still looking for your flag bearer?
Yes.
Now, the peculiar instance here is that you've got a national chairman who's now unwell. The family have waded into
the family.
Yes, waded into the conversation, and even on that level, it looks murky. So whichever angle I seem to look at it, no pathway seems clear. No pathway is really...
Which is why they need a flag bearer ASAP. Because there has to be direction.
Yes.
There has to be a strong show of leadership, particularly considering how formidable the NDC is. You have to show that we can compete. And again, considering the popular dissatisfaction with the party at the last election, you have to show that there is something new about you. You have to find another way to convince the people that, look, we have something new to offer. So that leadership is needed. There's no two ways about it. It is needed. But you see, in trying to get that leadership too, if care is not taken, then you cause more trouble for yourself than you should be causing.
And Sixtus, I think you're making a very important point. For those of us who are keen watchers in this space, I get the indication that even after a flag bearer is elected, it doesn't mean that the internal turmoil is over for the New Patriotic Party. In fact, that could reignite certain bad blood or you know, certain arguments and certain positions which have I would say cost them dearly in recent times. But we're watching this space, so do stick with us. Time check 7:01, and we're getting into the news review and also looking at our online portals, 3news.com, if you're looking for the latest in politics, entertainment, sports, business.
But really, Helen,
you name it.
Helen,
Yes, Sixtus.
You are in office and you have to choose from two people to be by your side, help you, direct you, you know, show you the way. You have this person who is loyal to a fault. And the fact that the person is loyal does not mean the person is not competent. That's the other mistake we make a lot of the time.
Right.
Or qualified, for that matter. So you have this person who is loyal to a fault, and you have this other person who is qualified and competent. Let me put it that way. Which of them would you want by your side?
I've been mulling over this since yesterday. It's tough, isn't it? Because you can't put a price on loyalty.
No, you cannot.
You cannot put a price on loyalty. Loyalty can do a lot for you in a space. If somebody is loyal to you, it also, I think by extension means that they clearly want to see you do well. Would they really do anything to put you in jeopardy? But human as we are...
And their analysis of situations are usually... with your best interests at heart. So that probably is where the problem may be. But so if we are analyzing or deciding whether to scrap 1D, 1F, for example, should we incorporate it into a 24-hour economy? Should we do away with it completely? That would be the discussion. The
shouldn't have sat not under the office of the presidency, maybe for continuity and longevity. Some people say no.
So the man who is loyal is looking at it from a number of perspectives. If you do away with it, well, it may have an implication on the overall national interest, but it may also affect your ratings. And in governance, ratings matter. The other man who is purely looking at it as a competent person or from the position of competence will say that, well, it may affect your ratings, but it will benefit the national interest. So you come back to the same point. Are you listening to this person who is looking at it dispassionate of his leanings towards you? Yes, he's also loyal to you. He has your best interest, but he's looking at a bigger interest than just your relationship. Are you going to listen to him, or are you going to listen to the other person who is all about your interest? Politicians are suffering, no?
Tough. This is what we call the unsexy parts of governance.
The very
unsexy
parts. So a lot of people don't actually blame President Akufo-Addo when he appointed 100 and something ministers.
Because the type of effort it took,
he had been in opposition for too long. He had too many people working, and he owed too much to too many people. And maybe when we get to read about his story in power, that may not be the reason he would assign to the appointments that we saw.
But I think you can put one and two together, and come to that conclusion
from the analysis. It was one of the reasons that, look, was in opposition for all the 16 or so years. He had to work, and he had to let people help him work. He had people had to finance him. People had to support him. You can't come to power and tend to forget about all of those people. So it's a very dicey thing. So sometimes you are tempted to understand them. You can also, when you consider how much is in the coffers, would you take 60 ministers over 110, 20 ministers?
5. Now 6 after 7. Let's go for a quick breather. When we come back, we'll get into what the dailies have in store for you and I.
Parents, mark your calendars. It's the 3FM Baby Fair happening live on the 11th to the 13th of July at Marina Mall Airport City in Accra from 10 a.m. and it's absolutely free. From baby essentials and kids wear to toys, skincare, educational material, and so much more. Shop amazing deals on a wide range of childcare products, all under one roof. Don't miss our sessions with the Ghana Pediatric Society and all the amazing mums with the Mum Circle, a safe space for young mothers to share tips and connect. And there will be fun activities for the kids with our Kids Corner, games for the family, good food, and great vibes all around. To be a vendor, please call 0531 100 927 or 0532 200 927. It's the 3FM Baby Fair, your one-stop event for all your childcare needs. Proudly sponsored by You Fresh Drinks and Fidelity Bank.
3FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Honorable ministers, deputy ministers, and staffers. My work here is very simple, just to pave the way for His Excellency to launch the Code of Conduct. But before then, I just want to draw attention to one thing. An aspect of governance is like running a boarding school. There needs to be checks and balances, rules and regulations that tells you, don't walk around during prep hours. The same thing applies to what we're doing here. And so, I will encourage each and every one of you, once you get your copy, to study it just like your Bible. Because there shall never be any excuse for whatsoever when you cross the line. And Mr. President, with your indulgence, let me tell them a little story. Colleagues, the only time you will not be able to reach the president is when we are about removing you. I've heard some of you say, oh, he's my friend, I go to his house. Trust me, even if you meander your way to reach him through his driver, his ADC, the president will tell you, as for this Julius, this issue came up, and I told him to wait. Look at what he's done. But he's written the letter already. So, my colleagues, please, I wish we are never going to have that bad experience for removing any one of you.
3FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
We are back 9 after 7 as the time reads in the studio. I was just playing that soundbite from the Chief of Staff, Julius Deborah. He says, you can, I know him, he knows me, I know he's my friend, I go to his house, He says, before you know it, the letter will be written. I hope all who have been appointed.
The only time you will not be able to reach Mr. President
is when we are about to
fire you.
Removing you. He said, don't come and tell me, I know him, I go to the house.
Cutlery.
Well, it's about that time for us to have a flick through the dailies and see what the top stories are for this morning. And I hope all of our officials are studying their code of conduct, like their Bibles, like their Qurans, like their favorite novels, because we are watching keenly. Let me tell you, the Ghanaian populace is awake. And if you're awake this morning and you're tuned in, a very special good morning to you. You are starting your day off right. Am I right, Sixtus? Anybody that tunes in this morning to Sunrise, it tells me some key things about your personality. It tells me that you are willing to learn and that you have you are here to knowledge share, because you also call in and you give us some great perspectives as well. And it tells me that you are a focused individual and you have great taste above all.
Simply put, you know what's up.
You know what's up. You know what? I had a Gen Z telling me that they brought you know what's up. I said,
no.
My friend.
They can't take it from us.
I said, you know what's up.
This one there, no. They can't take it from us. You know what's up.
Yeah, I was asking them, do you know Oshin? Sixtus, did you ever watch Oshin?
No.
Oh, you didn't? You weren't part of the telenovela gang?
I was watching
La Supadora.
I was watching
Cuando
Talking Points. I was watching Talking
Rosalinda.
Points on TV.
We need to study why, Ghanaians love telenovelas so much.
It's a matter of...
Hey! We had Sunset Beach. Passions, and I mean...
No, but Passions, I think I sneaked my way into Passions a couple of times.
Okay, yeah. Because it used to come on late.
Yes, very late at night, I think 10 p.m. or 10:30 p.m. And I love the theme song.
I would kiss the lips of the one who could see me breathing. The lyrics are wrong. And kiss the lips of the one who be so sweet.
I love that song.
And I would fly on the wings of a bird I knew could remember me. You are my passion for
No, we
life.
have to play this song before we go.
I'll load it up on the system. My millennials, are you in the house? It used to keep us entertained. I'm grateful for the days where we used to go outside, breathe fresh air, play ampe. You had to wait for a call on the landline. You have to ask for permission. The wholesome days. These days.
There was a call on the landline you were waiting for?
Hey, you call, hello, please, can I speak to Helen? Then then they'll decide what time it is. Okay, you can speak. Then they'll be timing you.
They'll come and throw stone at your window, then you sneak out there. He said, wait for a call on the line. Are you serious?
And then I remember when I got my first mobile phone. I don't think I'd finished JSS, maybe JSS 1. And I thought I had arrived. My goodness, 13 years old. I had a big Nokia 3310. And you were so cool. I mean, you were the Mugajia if you had one of those. That phone where the battery lasts for about 62 years. You don't even have to charge the mobile device. But that's just by the by.
Charlie, life was fun.
Life was fun. I feel for some of our young ones. They're growing up right with the technology.
And there was true friendship.
That's true.
There was true friendship. You knew that your friend was your friend. You knew that your friend had your back. You knew that your friend was not competing with you. At worst, your friend was giving you some healthy challenge.
Right.
You know, pushing you, daring you, you know.
What makes you think that true friendships are a lost art?
Oh, these ones.
Yeah.
This one is on. Has gone to borrow wig, done makeup on credit, borrowed some shirt dress from the friend, taking some nice photo in a restaurant that she didn't buy anything from,
and
has taken photo and put on Snap. Then one mama goes to see the photo on Snap and say, Jesus.
Somebody say, you haven't streaked me in 1 week. We are not friends.
We are not friends. Really.
The New Republic this morning, and their tagline is revealing the bloodlines. Kweu chieftaincy tussle. Dasibre Ekuamo Ejapom II reaffirmed as Kwehu Manhene. 24-hour security requested as tensions mount in Kweu. That's captured on the front page of the New Republic. We've got bombshell. Tokonu drags nation to ECOWAS court over sacking bid. We had an in-depth discussion on that yesterday, and you can find that also on our YouTube page. NPP's Ablekuma North dream crushed. Court green lights rerun, party panics. All right. China dashes Ghana some $30 million. Mahama directs use of funds for Aflao market redevelopment. So by dashing, do we not have to pay back? We'll get into that story. It's on page 2. Government hosts high-level agribusiness forum to boost industrial growth.
I have the Overseer newspaper, Credibility and Fairness, and it also headlines Mohammed's last batch of deputy ministerial nominees. Comes with a picture of my friend Suparu, MP for Sisala West, and the story is on page 4 of the paper. You can read it. NDC to sack party executives in government. That sounds scary, and I'll come back to this. Ken Thompson chairs newly inaugurated ADB board. Congratulations. You know Ken Thompson, the Delex people. Yes. Ablekuma North rerun. Let's work to fix broken EC. Omane Boama tells NPP. Remember, Omane Boama is still director of elections for the NDC.
You got Sofotanko as deputy.
So defense minister is director of elections. Money defeats love. That's coming up. NDC former PC aspirant loses fiancé to top BOG staff and spent a night at police station.
What's going on?
Let me read it again.
Please do.
Coming up. Money defeats love.
Okay.
NDC former PC aspirant loses fiancé to top BOG staff and spent a night at police station.
Oh, it's only a fiancé.
Yeah, Charlie, what do you mean by it's only a fiancé? What do you mean?
Even the ones that are
what
are not fiancés, they have been lost to.
Do you know what has gone into this fiancé?
Why was it necessary to specify where the snatcher works? Does that enhance the snatching?
It says money defeats love.
So wait,
who says money is money? Love conquers all.
So the snatchy is the fiancé. And the snatcher works where?
BOG. But you see, you have forgotten that The snatchee is the woman.
Yes.
Okay.
The snatched from is also, of
the
course.
The snatched from has the power to deal with the snatchee.
And all
and
of
the
this.
Snatcher.
The snatcher is relaxing somewhere.
Oh, God.
Would it have made a difference if the snatchee was working somewhere else?
So, love doesn't conquer all again.
Oh. And very quickly, on 3news.com.
Just a second. Right? Ghana didn't support LGBTQ plus rights.
In fact, that is the first
on
story.
UN abstention claims. You know, it was hot on social media yesterday.
It still is. And that's also captured on 3news.com. I was going to highlight that Ghana did not vote at UN Human Rights Council to support LGBTQ rights. And so we decided to abstain. We didn't. It's almost as if we were in there. Whether you asked us or you didn't, we've shut our mouth. Okay. I see. We'll get into some of that as well.
You know, a lot of these things too, just a little background. A lot of these things too also can point to the foreign policy direction of the administration.
Okay.
Yes, because there are a lot of things that so when you look at the operations of the UN and the issues that come up for a vote at the UN, there are things that have international implications, and there are things that have implications on bilateral and multilateral relations, things that have implications on donor funding and support, and all of those things. So you would have the administration, before any of these votes, it would go back to conclave and ask itself, if we vote this direction, it would mean that we are supporting cause 1, 2, 3. If we vote that direction, it would mean that we are supporting cause 4, 5, 6.
Could it even mean that we're also supporting country XYZ? We're also supporting country.
Yes,
all right.
It could mean. Right. Because all of these things are aligned.
Okay.
All of these interests are spearheaded.
That's right.
So you usually would have the superpowers leading the charts on all of these things. So you could have, on one issue, example, you could have the US taking one side,
right,
leading the campaign on a vote for that. Then you would have, say, China leading another chart, campaigning against that.
Okay.
So if you voted for, it means that you are with the US. If you voted against, it means that you are with China. And by voting for, you are voting against China. What is the implication of that vote on your relations with China? Trade relations, diplomatic relations, influx of or exchange of what is that one called? Knowledge sharing and all of those things.
Right.
Scholarships. So decisions are not easy like that. So you're asking yourself, if you were to vote, particularly on an issue like LGBTQ+, it's thorny, yes. But voting against it also would have implications on what access or how much access your people will have to the countries that are leading the chart.
Right.
So something that could easily affect the larger population of your people.
Right.
Scholarships. Now, everybody is looking for a learning opportunity in the developed world, so-called. Right. And so if you voted against it, and there are probably some scholarship opportunities that could be availed to your people, the country will go back and say, well, you didn't stand with us on this matter.
Yes, if you feel so passionately and strongly about it, maybe your citizens also clearly agree. So we'll limit our
interactions with you,
and we'll also
our support to
our
you,
resources to you. Right.
Yes. So all those are considerations that the government of the day or the administration of the day would usually take into account before making a decision.
Like
so
this.
You would observe that a lot of the developing countries, third world countries, so-called, I hate that expression.
We have to do away with it.
We tend to abstain from a lot of these votes because We don't
and even
want
you know
trouble.
what? Even when you abstain, even that has ramifications. I'm already seeing some publications with those that stand for saying, "Oh, we're disappointed. I thought that you were also going to have a stance." Either way you go, those that thought you would go in a particular direction, also telling you, "Well, I'm surprised that I'm not seeing your support." In fact, whichever option you choose, for, against, neutral, there are implications. And no matter, even in a neutral position where you've shut your lip and you're facing, front, still there are implications.
But that is easier to defend. You know, abstaining or abstention is usually easier to defend.
Yes.
Because you don't want to annoy either of the parties, then you abstain. And that could even be a promise in the negotiations or campaigns. That could be, well, you know what? In my country, we are very loud on this issue. So we cannot vote for you on this matter. The best we can do for you would be to abstain. So that you don't get our vote, but the other side doesn't get an edge over you either.
Okay, so that's...
And in fact, that abstention could even make you win the vote.
Okay.
Yes. So all those are part of the considerations. Diplomacy not easy like that.
We've got into a lot of political chess this morning. I think Sixtus and I, we have to go into it. We have to branch into a certain field.
Thank you.
This knowledge we're giving you this morning. Well, that's on the lighter side. 23 after 7. In about 7 minutes, at 7:30, we'll open up the phone lines. We call it Community Voices. You too can have your bite. A few more top stories here on 3news.com, and I do implore you to check that out. Haruna Idrisu in Botswana to share Ghana's TVET success story, and that's one to also look out for. You've got Sapeman Bust, National Security collaborating with U.S. Embassy to authenticate fake dollar notes. You've got some more here. NDC members in Jomoro commend Mahama for nominating MP as Deputy Transport Minister. So something that is going to be key to watch is another round of vettings, Sixtus, that we're going to see with these 4 individuals. And what can I say? Are we going to have to strap in our seat belts?
Oh no, this is going to be exciting.
How are you foreseeing it?
At this point, I mean, if you look at the nominees, none of them is that controversial. Maybe apart from the
James
Honorable Kwesen. Yes, the rest of them, there really are no controversies there. Where's the full list? If you look at the Honorable Dorcas, she's loved from across the aisle. I don't foresee any trouble. I don't foresee the minority side, giving her any trouble. I know that she's loved on both sides of the aisle. So. Oh,
you say on both sides?
Oh yes. I don't foresee any trouble for her. The Honorable Mohammed Adam Superu is also. There are no controversies around him. Yes, he communicates for the party. Actually, he's one of the key communicators, and that is where the problem will come. But even in his communication, you don't hear any controversies. You don't hear him stirring up any controversies. So really, I don't foresee any troubles for him. The Honorable Grace Ayensu Dankwa, same. I was saying that she struggled to get into the House. She went up against a former railway minister, big man, big lawyer, former second deputy speaker, Joe Gatti.
Okay.
Former flag bearer aspirant of the NPP, yes. And this was not her first time. She was there the election before. It didn't go in her favor under very controversial circumstances. And so in her case as well, I don't expect any controversies. So the only controversy I may be expecting would be the Honorable James Jechi Kwesen. But even that, the matters have been settled. The court, she's been through all the levels of our court.
You say enough time has passed for some of these tensions to have completely simmered.
The issues have been resolved. So it may just be for political convenience and getting some public, stirring some public conversation. Other than that, really. So I don't expect any stretch on this one. And in any case, The government has been at work for 6 months, 7 months.
Yes, that's
and
right.
The key figures that you expect to see at the top of policy management and implementation are the ones who are already working. These ones are going to be playing a supporting role. And a lot of the times, we have made that argument again, if you recall, that a lot of the time, some of the deputy ministerial positions are not necessary. You go there, they practically have nothing doing.
Right.
But of course, I can't say that for these sectors that we are looking at.
These are key.
These are key sectors that you would need deputy ministers. So if you look at it holistically, I really don't think that this is going to be any stretch. I don't foresee it.
Now, of course, this morning, and only in about 3 minutes, I'll activate the phone line. So do get ready with your thoughts and perspectives on the issues. Ablekuma North is high up on our agenda this morning, Sixtus. We do understand that the printing of ballot papers is in full swing. I mean, on Friday, the EC is conducting the rerun in some 19 polling stations in Ablekuma North. You have Nana Ikuawusu Efri of the NPP facing off against Irabna Orbin of the NDC. You also have the NPP adamant still in that position that they will not be participating.
We have not heard the party's response to the judgment of the court, have we?
I was listening yesterday to a few other portals, and what can they really say about that?
They had a principled stance on this matter. 2 press conferences had been held, one at the party headquarters, one inside Ablekuma. And they said that I'm sorry. They said that they are convinced, firmly so, that they won that election. You get it? And they were not going to allow the EC to rerun the process.
Right.
They went to court on the same conviction, and the court has disagreed with them and dismissed them. So from that principle, I was expecting a communication.
Oh, something official to come out after that.
To come out from the party.
I believe that will come today, because we're also duly informed by the executives that they didn't go and observe any of the printing of the ballots, and that they have asked for, I forgot exactly what they've asked for from the court. This is via way of Gary Nimako. I've got to. I'm trying to remember what it is that they say they're asking, further and better particulars, but I don't know exactly what they've asked for from the court. So I don't think, beg your pardon, that
is it the judgment?
Not. I would have remembered that. Maybe they called it a direction. Is that what they meant by judgment?
No. Once judgment is pronounced on the matter, it is done.
It's done.
If you want to appeal against that, you are at liberty to do so.
Yes.
But then you would need a certified copy of the judgment to be able to do that. So I really am not sure what...
I'm not even sure that the party has had that opportunity. Maybe now we'll get some official communication, because I was trying to then decipher, post the judgment, what direction does it appear. I mean, by all accounts, like I mentioned, we're told that they themselves, executives, confirmed they didn't go and observe.
In any case, these were discretionary remedies they were seeking. So, I mean, bottom line is, I am out of principle. I am expecting a communication, official communication from the party. And I thought that would have had a communication yesterday, immediately after the court made a pronouncement on the matter. So that, let's know, is the party going to go ahead and participate in this election, or the party is going to withdraw from the election? Is that going to happen?
What are the two, and Sixtus, in just about a minute or so, what do these two different positions mean? When you say withdraw, we're told ballot papers are being printed. I mean, if the election is going ahead, really, do they have to actively do anything? Or do they have to actively withdraw?
When did they start printing the ballots?
At least yesterday, I understand that there was some printing going on. Whether it started yesterday or before.
Before the pronouncement, before the court judgment?
I heard that after the court judgment that printing was taking place.
Well, so those are facts we do not have, because there's a point at which you cannot withdraw. You can't remove yourself from the pool.
Okay.
There's a point at which, and per our electoral laws, there's a point at which you are in.
It appears tomorrow there will be a rerun. No.
As it stands now, the court has pronounced, and it's the judgment of the court is law. We cannot say that we are not respecting it,
right? Unless,
of course, you take other steps. You see, but once the court has pronounced on it, you have faith in the court. That's why you went to the court. Indeed. And the court says that, look, go back and contest. Go and put yourself in the race and let the people decide what they want to do with you. That is a decision of the court. And so at this point, you have to run.
You have to run. That's what I'm saying. I mean, we're going to have a rerun tomorrow.
But I'll be surprised if the party was not actively part of the processes because it had filed a case at court.
So yesterday it would have been the deputy, I can't remember the rank. He was on one of the media houses, and the question was posed to him about the printing of papers, and he says, well, we're not participating in that. We have abstained from observing these processes. What exactly that means going forward, we'll be getting or shedding some more light on that. Of course, we are your election command center, so do stick with us. Sixtus Don Ullo, always a pleasure. But it's time for me to open up the phone lines, and I see that the lines are already blinking. 0559 242 717. Alternatively, you can reach us on 0556 910 154. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Lady Helen.
Pastor Odewale, how are we doing?
Oh, by His grace, I'm fine. Wishing you the very best.
Thank you.
Likewise to Brother Johnny and to every worker in 3FM.
Thank you so much.
This morning, in fact, I like you and Brother Sixtus yesterday of reminder. But you've forgotten one aspect. What about the love letters you used to receive? Or you were not part of those constituencies?
Which one? Pastor Odewale, which love letters? Explain for me.
I mean, the love letters.
Which one?
You know, every Friday in some schools, people will not even learn again.
Oh, they said...
jump to our feet.
They said the brightness of the day has given me the gumption to pen you this message.
Shadows of love. And Acapulco Bay, have you forgotten
Acapulco Bay? Hey, Pastor, were you watching Acapulco Bay? We won't go too deep into that. Let's hear you, please.
Good morning once again. You have a large balanced community. Today we're discussing elections are conducted from the community level. And you know who they are? They are nobody but ECG contractors from Accra West. Accra West Contractors Association. In fact, this morning, they are extending their wishes through me to you and to the general public.
Thank you so much.
One of these you have to invite them.
Yes.
Actually, come Wednesday, 16th July, 2025 at 10 a.m., they'll be having a general election.
I see.
And one of their special guests of honor is their own national president in the person of Mr. Wa Sakib Mohammed.
I see.
And not forgetting one big brother who is also a certified and professional electrician, Mr. Prosper Kwashi. I wish them the very best. My sister, this morning we're discussing whether you vote yes, one country of the West will tag you, or one country from the Asia will tag you as a friend or enemy.
Indeed.
You know we are our own making. Let me send you back to the former leader of Burkina Faso. Actually, he changed the name from Pavota to Burkina Faso. One military leader, Captain Thomas Sankara. He who feeds you controls you. This was one of his popular fame. He who feeds you controls you. In fact, let me tell you, I'm a student of history. First ever university in the whole world started in Africa, Timbuktu, in Mali Empire.
Indeed.
In fact, we have a lot. Alexander the Great, Egypt. Even civilization, the cradle of civilization started in Africa, Egypt. So, my sister, we have a lot to offer. The West rather came to copy and learn from us. And they were even aided by the Arabs, the Arabian traders. You know, they were good in mathematics. And they were traders moving from one country to another. So, my sister, I don't see the reason why. I'm not saying that we should be independent. In fact, no country can be ever fully independent, and nobody is an island. Nobody is ever an island. Emus sumus ego. That's in Latin. No one is an island. So, my sister, I don't see the reason why our leaders are not helping us. It's from our leaders. Why should we now have a whole debate that why did you say no, why did you say yes? Let's have a stand. This is our principle. This is our culture. This is what we stand for. And let's domesticate our economy. Let's trade among ourselves as regional bodies like ECOWAS, etc. Freely, free movement of... No, look at Europe. People just enter into train. They're in another country. But from Ghana to Togo, look at the hazard that we go through.
Pastor
I think ECOWAS is just a dead body.
Thank you so much. Morning. Have a blessed morning. Pastor Odewale says, he who feeds you controls you. Apologies for that, but thank you for your patience. 0559 242 717 or 0556 910 154. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Helen.
Yes, you're speaking, please.
This is Collins, calling from Amapole in the Ghana Municipal.
Fantastic. Collins, how are you doing?
By the grace of God Almighty, I'm doing good. What about you?
I am also doing
And
good.
my boss, Johnny Hughes.
Yes, he's also doing great.
Fantastic.
All right.
Let me take this opportunity to greet Honorable Nia Shimon, NDC Greater Accra Regional Chairman. Let me go straight to Abdelkumanov.
Certainly.
Yes. Tomorrow is the election day, and I wonder, as you are saying, that, look, MPP, today, they are telling the whole nation that Electoral Commission, that's their chairperson, J. Mesa, is incompetent. I wonder, look, from day one, Helen, that they appoint this J. Mesa, Assembly election, he started from Assembly election 2023, conducting Assembly election thought by thought. We heard and we complained. They are in power and they said we should shut up. The Electoral Commission is competent. Today, they are telling the nation that Electoral Commission is super incompetent. Then, it's very good that they see it. Finally, tomorrow election is done there for NDC.
You say the NDC has won?
Exactly.
I see.
You said you are leading 420 something. Come on board.
It's at 414.
Exactly. If the 400 is there, why are you afraid? Why are you running? Indeed, NDC, we are going all out. Yesterday I'm there. Today I'm going there. After I finish what I'm doing, tomorrow we are all moving from elsewhere to Abdelkumanov. We are really, you are journalists. You will see how we will read this election and it will be.
Thank you for that, Collins. Thank you so much for your call. He says that the NDC is not resting on their oars. They are in Abdelkumanov and they're campaigning hard. Hello, good morning.
Hi, Helen. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Who's speaking?
This is Uriah.
I thought so. Uriah, how are you doing?
God has been wonderful to me. I'm doing very well. How about you?
I'm doing great. Let's hear you, please.
And Helen, I heard something on Ghana tonight, last night, and I wasn't happy about it.
What was that?
I don't know anyone who can take his father's property to say that he's going to use that to marry someone. This national cathedral they are planning to build,
yes.
I'm begging the president, he shouldn't use it for anything. He should just recoup those money. Ghanaians are not happy about the whole thing. If I promise God I'll do something for him, should I go and take the property of my family? The land you are talking about that you say, whatever, it belongs to the National Cathedral, or does it belong to the president? It's a yes and no. I want to know.
But Uriah, can I ask a question? What do you propose that we do with that area? Because you know we have removed some important landmarks, we cleared the whole place. Now we have this big piece of land.
In the first place, who authorized the president to take the land that belongs to the state? He made it clearly in international interview that he's not going to use the state's money to fund it.
That's right.
The land itself doesn't belong to you.
So Uriah, where do we go from here?
How would the youth be willing to die for the nation?
Because that piece of land, Uriah, bear with me. That piece of land, what do you suggest that we do with it? We know that there have been some alleged infractions, but the piece of land cannot also just lay bare.
Before you can do something with that land, those money that have been spent has to come back. The money must come back because the money in the first place doesn't belong to the president. The land itself doesn't belong to the president. People are watching, people are listening. Chinese are saying that monkeys see, a monkey do.
Right.
What they are doing in the name of becoming the president, what they are doing in the name of being an MP, what they are doing in the name of ministers, others are also seeing. That is why they don't want to go to school again. And they are doing Sakawa and they are doing all manner of things online. Because those that are leading us are not leading us forward, they are dragging us backwards. Who does the land belong to in the first place? It's not for the state. When did the state hand that land over to the president?
Point well made, and it's one that we'll keep a keen eye out on. Uriah, have a great morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Miniaba.
Fine morning. Who's speaking, please? All right, Dome Mayor, Bibia Boko. Jemoso. All right, let's hear you.
Manya Kwenya, Mamintia, my do. As my communication officer, NDC Greater communication member. And I call less and Texas, your chairman, Mamintia, and I'm in 74 positions in a still review or Mumpa in Shababina, 8 years, I position. On one, a prayer, one boy, one kind of among the system I do. Am I? Miniaba. And that year, MPP president, letter commission, Mamma, on your papa.
They say that they are not fit for purpose. They agree with others who also say the same thing.
You and the woman in your dream. And your mammy will know what time and then the share and Kumama. Do we obey be almost say it? Do we be almost say and that year? The good year almost said Mamma and your papa. You who can first day as a mammy will when your papa, mommy and the son. And a movie at the tram phone. And that year, what did you are? Mamma or ye, one trans, one yanajuma. And a video to you, a brick man of. Watch now, a battle, almost a woman view, a battle. Ain't a brick man of one. And when football be as a so mammy Mukasia, young Fanamuti, and what be honest. For Henry Banton and never Patias. Ghana President Air John Mahama, NDC, and Enamanuku. Among Kotoma NDC candidates. No winning boom, no more, no more here be here. Oh, my go, Opi Punan, or Mahama, or not the Mobiumia, Abram.
Point well made.
MPP in India, and yeah, in good to the bombs and a Jones or Abacono.
Ah, Sembe. Don't wrap it up for me, please. Just 20 seconds.
You trust me,
trust Mommy. You.
Yes, Regana for. And then Bibia dollar for what you were from Mahama for sure, 80%. Wouldn't you say a school for the 3 years university first year student? There will be a fee.
That's called the no fee stress policy. Thank you so much, Domi Mayor. He says that they are ready to storm Ablekuma North. Let me get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning.
Hey,
Ben. Good morning. How are you doing?
Not bad at all, and you?
I'm also doing great. Let's hear you.
We thank our Father, God in heaven, this morning for our life. Anyway, let me say good morning to His Excellency the President, and also tell him to remember Deputy National Communication Officer Akogan. You see, they are the grassroots. They know the grassroots well, and when they have been appointed, no problem for the grassroots. So we are pleading with the President to remember those we are calling. Akogan, Alaji Kundo, and the likes of Chief Binding and others. They should remember them for us, so that whenever we, the grassroots, call on them, they will hear us. And you see, as we say, what is good for the goose is also what?
Good for the gander.
We were in this country when Kumeuba elections and others. The campaign for the then government is that what they are in power, so the people should vote wisely. By then, things were hard. Dollar was even hovering 17 cities here and there. So we are also telling the people, now dollar is 10.35. The economy is strong now. So we know we are winning the election, but not just winning it, but we are telling those in Ablekuma that we are in power and we are capable of giving them a better development. So when they are voting, they should vote wisely. They are voting for MPP from since 96. Now we are telling them we know what is good for them. They should just look at the country, what is going on. Now, most of the things are affordable compared to where we were watching horror movie for the past 8 years. So tomorrow we are winning hands down, but they shouldn't think that we are just winning, but we are winning to bring them a better development. Also to the MPP, I'm asking them, now that their injunction, interlocutory injunction has been thrown away, would they join the race?
That's something
they should join the race. Because when you boycott election, you haven't done anything. We boycotted the last time at Ayawaso West Welcome. And even we are boycotted. We didn't boycott because of this, but we boycotted because what? Because of the beatings they brought what? Aliens to come and beat us. We are not going to do that. They should receive their decision. Come and listen. Come to the front and make sure they campaign and see if tomorrow they'll be able to win. We will tell them that we are in power and we are doing what is right for the people. And we are going to beat them hands down.
Have a wonderful day. E.A.Ben, they're full of passion this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, bro. Helen.
Is this Papa BC? Who am I speaking to?
This is Seshak.
Seshak. Long time no speak. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great. Nowadays, your line has been so busy. So
it's the hottest line in the morning.
getting through it has been very difficult.
Well.
But anyway, a special greeting to yourself and Johnny, wherever he is.
Thank you.
Yes. Producer extraordinaire.
Yes, Sixtus Don Ullo.
He's doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
And this morning, I like your discussion. And you touched on, I think you just comment about competence and loyalty.
Yes.
You see, this morning, I want to be straight with the issues. And I want to be frank.
But be measured for me so that we can have it cool. Okay.
I said in the past has made his comments so misguided too much to the extent that some of us we have tolerated those kind of misguided comments too much. He's the same person all the time. You see, where he's coming from, Sekwa, where he's coming from. Go with the days when NDC was not winning over there because of his attitude. Now, the candidature of President John Mahama has made that sure that even places that we are not winning, we are winning. You are telling us that you will choose competence over loyalty. So if you are not loyal to those who are loyal to you, how would you win the election?
Right.
People left their homes, they keep to sacrifice for the party to win. And you are telling us that there are people who are more. Which one is more competent? What is competent? If the person was not competent enough to have gone to sacrifice his life at the police station for you, for the party to have come to government, do you think we would have come? So where lies what kind of competence is he talking about? They must be very careful. We have seen this before, and they gave us the grassroots promises that when we are loyal to the party and we sacrifice and they come, they will ensure that no, those things that happened in the past will not happen anymore. Now you are coming, you are saying your mouth. Now is it Abuano? Is it Abuana? If you didn't say Abuana, it's only soon. A judge is only soon. Now you are getting what you want, so you are telling us your mind. No problem.
Seshak,
one day for the police.
Thank you so much for your thoughts this morning. Have a wonderful day. Let me get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Helen.
Abolo, good morning. How you doing?
To God be the glory.
All right, let's hear you.
Very good morning to Courage McCaffrey Nunekbaku, MD of TDC. Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ghanaians are grateful for your ruling. Let's say, before the NPP told us, without e-levy, they cannot govern this country. And the e-levy is the solution. You came, you struck e-levy off, you are still doing better. But the promise that Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC party gave to the grassroots, we are not seeing it. And my comment is not about what our general chairman said, because to me that tape, I did not listen to the full tape. But my comment is some appointee given to our sister Rosemary also. And one of our sister was defending that. He says Dr. Mary also defending that someone that joined the party 3-4 days brought an information or put his life to the, I don't know how to explain this, Ellen. We, the communicators of the party, going on radio and TV in our community, a constituency executive, from Ayawa Central as a constituency executive, Keret a constituency executive at Trobo constituency. They promised taking care of us. That's why we went to the field to work. And now the branches are our neck. Our constituency chairmen, the executives, are not be given opportunity or given some places to be. And you are telling me somebody that came 3-4 days did a magic. And that woman was telling me not all Trobo is Trobo. And I'm so annoyed. Is it not shocking that a whole NDC giving appointment, a senator was not giving any appointment?
All this maybe there's something in the pipeline. I don't know. You don't know.
What pipe? What pipe and what line? I was at Abrokumanov. Let's be honest to ourselves.
Right.
These people are struggling to understand us why they should go and vote. This 90 police station, I was there. People were struggling. So it's not entire by election for parties to go and spend money. So they don't know how to sort the people, and they are telling them to go and vote. And the people are telling us they will not go and vote. Let's wait and tomorrow you understand why I'm saying this.
All right.
You people came and promised us. Now we don't know our fate. A whole communicators of the NDC in Greater Accra, one single one was not given to even national security to go and do boy work.
Well, let's see what happens tomorrow. Thank you so much for your call. Let's allow others to also have their bites. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Helen. How are you?
I'm doing good. Who's speaking, please?
My name is Daniel Shita. I'm speaking from Amomole.
Daniel, hope you're doing well.
By God's grace, yourself?
I'm doing okay. Let's hear you, please.
Okay, thank you, Helen, for the opportunity. First of all, let me greet Mame Fasi Chiedu, CEO for Tourism, Ghana Tourism Authority. And then Mr. Lugas, DVLE CEO. She is doing marvelous work at DVLE. I'm greeting my own chairman, Aziz Aitiayi, Trouble Constituency, for the good work he's doing for NDC party in Trouble Constituency. Ellen.
Yes.
The party executive, Precious Ellen, I hope you are with me.
I'm here with you. We're listening to you.
The party executive at region and at national, during the campaign, they made us understand that we are in NDC, working for NDC, but our children are doing MPP. This is simple because our children don't see any benefit that we have had in the NDC. That is why we, the parents, we are doing NDC, whilst our children are doing MPP. So during the campaign, they sit us down. They said, this time we have realized our mistake. Talk to your children. Let them all come on board. Let's work together. And we are going to make sure everything that we used to do that does not help the party, we are going to make sure we put a stop to it. We will give you what you deserve so that your children and your family will be proud of you. Now we have gone to work. We've convinced our children, they have come on board. You witness the energy the youth of Ghana put in NDC campaign that brought us to power. Now we are in power. Yes, John Mahama is doing well. Ghanaians are happy for the performance of the NDC, but the grassroots that we were there for the party 24/7, the constituency chairmen and the executive who are the managers of the Mahama campaign team at the various constituency, we are all there. They say we are not competent. They say our Tobe did not want us power. It's one person who betrayed his boss in just 3 days to election. Her information was what was used to win the election. I am pleading to the party executive
and wrap up for me, please.
As a phone committee to come to the grassroots to talk to us to campaign. This time they have to come down. The constituency executive, they have not been appointed. They have not given.
Thank you so much for your call this morning. We'll have to park it here for community voices, and I know that we've sparked quite the debate this morning, talking about loyalty versus competence. Time check, it is some 6 minutes to the top of the hour, 8 a.m. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. We'll pause for a quick break. Of course, when we come back, there's more
3FM
right here.
92.7. Urban